Hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. In the last episode, the students realised that Chihiro was biologically male. The crime, in actual fact, took place in the boys' locker room, and then the girls' locker room was set up to look like the crime scene. However, everyone's still pretty confused as to who did it, so Makoto's trying to get everyone to agree for one final conversation. Of course I do! What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
That they are, Owie. That they are.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
Bitch, don't talk to me like that! Bianca, you can't be speaking like that anymore. Don't do that. But if Bianca didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing we can be sure that we know about the killer. That the killer is a guy.
I got it!
Since the crime scene was the boys' locker room, you would need a boy's handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own... Makoto, have you seriously not figured that out yet? Monokuma himself said that Leon's handbook wasn't broken. The broken handbook, I'm guessing, is Mondo's. Just ask all of the guys, hey, pull out your e-handbook and switch it on. Mondo's will have Leon's name on it. Come on, Makoto. In other words, it had to have been a guy. But that's still not enough. I need to find some more clues. Make your argument. Okay. Ooh, I'm gonna go with Celeste for now.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
No.
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point.
We're on the right thing.
Even
okay.
That might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer.
No.
And only the killer.
No, it's wrong! I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
I know I said this in the last episode, or words to the effect of that. I find it so strange that the students, it's just weird seeing them all referring to Chihiro with he, him pronouns. You know, how quickly they started doing that. And again, the game really hasn't explained to me what was going on with Chihiro, so I'm kind of like, ugh. This makes me uncomfortable.
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
To be fair, they wouldn't have been at what you lot considered the murder scene. They would have been right next door. Hell, potentially they could still be in the boys' lockers. Like, did anyone check the boys' locker room lockers?
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
Fair.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry.
Because they were going to meet someone.
But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Because they wanted a male workout partner, and Makoto, considering how much time he spent with Chihiro, should know exactly who that workout buddy was.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
What a marvelous friendship! The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
Makoto, you literally pointed Chihiro in Mondo's direction!
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Seriously? Who is it? Who's the killer?
Oh, Mondo.
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Really?
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
Well, Kyoko might.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Okay.
Easy for you to say. But fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Does Chihiro's track jacket really hold some clue about the killer? I will admit, I don't know what strain of logic Kyoko is going from. I am pretty much convinced that Mondo is the killer. Based on the free time event, when Makoto basically said, hey Chihiro, if you want to work out with someone, you should go ask Mondo, and the fact that Mondo uses highly gendered language, and he was referring to Chihiro as dude before anyone else had realized that Chihiro was biologically male. And I have that in my brain. Maybe if I didn't know that, I could follow Kyoko's train of thought easier. But I genuinely have no idea what Kyoko is getting at right now. Somehow, it's really hard to believe. Okay, what do we have? Ooh, I'm gonna go with Celeste,
all,
but I think
know
this
where
is
Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
Oh, she never said the color.
I don't even have a tracksuit.
Oh, I know what I'm
It just says he
contradicting.
sucks.
Oh, we do have the right thing.
I have a white tracksuit personally.
I missed it. I missed
Got
my
it from
spot.
the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
Wait, did Celeste
No way.
mention the color?
Not a chance.
I can't remember if Celeste mentioned the
You
color
heard
or
him,
not.
right? What he just said without even realizing it?
Yeah. Celeste mustn't have mentioned the color. Are you saying there's something off about what someone just said? Yes. Yes,
First
I
of
know
all,
what I'm
we know
I know
where
what I'm
Chihiro
doing.
was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
Okay, it's coming up. It's coming
got
up
it.
soon.
He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
There we go.
That's wrong.
Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said,
I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. Yeah, she never mentioned the color. And then I assume he headed off to exercise.
she never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you? You just...
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because Mondo is the killer.
Because I just...
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
Oh, Taka! Taka jumping in to try and save his bro. Oh.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility.
Cherry?
Are you talking about Chihiro?
Yes, she is. Just... Jill is going to be giving everyone nicknames. Just go along with it. Don't question it. It's fine.
So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that literally, Celeste just said that they shoved the tracksuit into the duffel bag. So that doesn't make any sense.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
You're a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However,
It's a smart tactic. I'll give her that. It's just the fact that I've completely lost all respect for Kyoko, so I don't really care.
Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
Was it the gendered language?
That's a good question.
It was the way he talked, the way he acted, because I hate him. No, it was how he talked.
There was a certain turning point that ticked me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You didn't notice such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful.
If, by your logic, if Kyoko's a witch, I'm a witch too. Jill, no.
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone!
Okay, we're going with denial if that's how it's gonna be.
You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah! He would never do something like that! This is a false accusation!
Oh, Taka, bless you! Bless you, Taka!
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come.
Yes, Hifumi found something, but he wouldn't tell us what. Part of me hopes this is just super lame. Like, Hifumi presents like a dead bug or something and is like, I found the clue. It's like, Hifumi.
That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Buddy, what are you going on about?
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Oh, buddy, don't clam up now.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Was it a dead bug? Tell me I was correct. Correct? I mean correct. Whoops.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then... here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
The question is, whose e-handbook? You found it on the ground, right? Then it must belong to... Oh! Chihiro? It's not mine, we clearly have ours. I think Mondo has Leon, so it must be Chihiro's.
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
Okay.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
Byakuya, we had this conversation with Monokuma. They have one weakness.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall.
That's not Leon's.
For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
How did the handbook break? There's only one possible explanation. By hitting its weak point, by exploiting a bug, by hacking it. Well, they have a weak point, right?
I got it! You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah! You remember that?
Of course I do.
Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then
we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already! Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
Mondo wore his clothes in the sauna! Okay! Oh, to be blunt, I hadn't forgotten about the interaction. I had completely, not important, just ignore it. Oh! Okay. So Mondo breaks his in the sauna. He then swaps it out for Leon's. Where did Hifumi pick up the e-handbook? That's the question. If Hifumi picked it up in the sauna, then Mondo must have taken it and chucked it in there. Oh!
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
There we go.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh?
The more you know.
It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Thank you for the PSA, Monokuma, but I don't think anyone needed it.
Wow, interesting. I learned one new fact today.
Oh, Taka.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
And guess who's been chilling out in the sauna with his bro?
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Come on, Makoto.
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that?
Makoto, you were there to witness it, please.
I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Thank you, Makoto.
Whoa, seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Oh, Taka! Taka, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry, buddy. This has to happen. Who might have brought their handbook into the sauna? Really, it could only have been one person. Okay, V1. Where are you? You, Mondo.
Here's my answer. Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Oh, buddy, genuinely, I am feeling horrifically guilty for Taka in this situation.
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill.
Taka, I'm sorry. Oh, bless him. Bless his little heart so much. Oh.
I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Did we? Did we find something that proves it? Okay. Oh, flipping it. Oh, okay. The Broken E handbook.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
No, I missed. God damn it.
Look, Makoto was wrong after all.
No,
Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
I know what I'm doing. It just went by so quick. Even I don't want to believe Mondo might have actually killed someone. But I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Let's test Makoto's
Space
assertion.
does, okay.
If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
I'm ready this time.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Lies!
No, that's wrong. Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
Turn it on. Is your name gonna be on it?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall, isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's. Which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
Yes.
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Owie, we went over this. Weren't you listening?
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch. What's wrong, bro? Come on, tell him he's wrong.
Oh, Taka.
You are wrong. You have to be wrong. Everything you just said is wrong. You made it all up.
I feel so guilty.
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning? That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Okay, so I think we're about to jump into the little cartoon bit. However, I only have a minute left on my timer, so I am going to stop the episode right here. In the next one, I feel like the class trial will come to an end, which means we may be seeing another execution. I'm really not feeling so good about this one. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below. And if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching and see you in the next episode.